Sociology, and welcome to our first flip video of our course. Throughout this course on sociology, we're going to be looking at culture, socialization, and social inequality. We are going to be examining why people do what they do in groups, the rules, the values, the expected behaviors of groups. We're going to be looking about how you become you, and we're going to figure out why there are haves and have-nots in every society around the world. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Let's get started on this first video, Introduction to Sociology. Now, the second slide you will always see in these videos covers terms to know. Certain terms or words that we're going to be using throughout class that are going to be really important, that are going to be jargon, that's language of the subject that we're going to be talking about in class. Now, I'm not going to go over every one of these in depth, because a lot of these terms will actually be addressed in the rest of the videos, but I would say make sure that you copy these down, highlight these, make any notes further on as you're annotating your notes for this video. So, those are our terms to know: sociology, social forces, biography, and sociological imagination. So, let's get started. Now, when we talk about societies, I like to think about The Simpsons. Simpsons, for those of you who don't know, is this cartoon that's still on TV today. It is, I think, 26 or 27 years old. There's that many seasons that it's been recurring in new episodes. And The Simpsons, just like any TV show, is a society. It's a group of people that can be studied. And so I'm going to give you your first definition. Let's really look at what society is. And this is probably the most important term you will get our entire course. A society consists of three things. A society must share the same geographical territory. Now, that could be a city, that could be a region, that could be a community, that could even be a country. But a society has to all be in one particular territory. It has to be under the same political authority, the same kind of government, the same kind of political ruling body, and there has to be the same cultural expectations. How you act, how you speak, how people communicate, the values that a society has. Those three things need to be met for a society to exist. Same geographical territory, same political authority, and dominant cultural expectations. That is a society. We're going to keep coming to that through the entire course. Now, what is sociology? Sociology studies human society, so human society, not animal society, human society and social behavior, and I'm going to highlight one more thing, in a scientific manner. So we're not just looking at, oh, okay, so that person gets ostracized because they're wearing this type of clothes. Okay, that's interesting. No, we look at things scientifically. We try and get as much data as possible to explain how societies function, how different societies clash with one another. So we're saying human society and social behavior. Behaviors people are interacting with in society. It's not about one person. That's psychology. Sociology, we're looking at the interaction of groups. So we're going to look at two things: social interaction, again, how people relate to one another, and social phenomena. Various strange things that happen within society, things that we can observe, things that we can record. For instance, they did a really great sociological experiment not too long ago. They took this actor and they dressed him up in a homeless person's clothes, had him walk down a busy street in a city and fall down, pretend like he was hurt. Did that, no one did anything. Then they took that same actor, dressed him in a really nice suit, made him look really important and wealthy. Same thing happened. People were running up, they were calling 911, they were getting ambulances. It was crazy. This is a social phenomena. It's an observable factor event in human society. Not even necessarily a singular one, but an entire event, like if we're talking about the Industrial Revolution. So, next thing we need to talk about: sociological imagination. It's a very important term, and it's the ability to see the relationship between an individual experience and a larger society. A lot of times what happens to us isn't in a vacuum. It's not just, okay, this has only happened to me and it hasn't happened to anyone else. Most of the time, if it happens to you, it's because it's happening to other people. So for instance, if you are being targeted, if you are seen as inferior, because of how much money your family makes. Let's talk about wealth, right? You may say, okay, I'm getting targeted by this, I'm made to feel inferior because I don't have a lot of money, but that's not just your individual experience. Lots of other people in multiple societies deal with that. So sociological imagination, when you're looking at how society functions, when something happens to you, think about, okay, that's not just happening to me, it's happening in this larger society. So we're trying to also in sociology connect an individual experience that people have to that entire society. Now, why do people study sociology? Why are you taking this course? Three main reasons, really. The first is we have to understand how behavior is influenced by social factor. So, why do people do the things they do? Why do they shake hands when they greet one another? Why do they wear the clothes they wear? Why do they communicate the way they do? Why is media such an important factor in our lives today? So, that's one of the reasons why people study sociology. The second is to learn about the world through the eyes of others. When we're going to look at our culture unit, we're going to be looking at a ton of weird, crazy cultures that have different values and expected behaviors. They wear different clothes, listen to different music, have different family values than you do. Sociology allows you to look at how other societies live and broaden your worldview. And the third thing is to find your place. If you understand how society works, you can find a place in it to be successful. You can kind of know the cheat codes of society. If you realize, oh, okay, I understand why the media plays such an important role in our lives, because it socializes us to the values and expected behaviors that we should have in society. Now, it's okay if you had no idea what I just said there. That's going to come later on in our unit. Now, sociology is a social science. There are a bunch of different social sciences. Anthropology, psychology, economics, political science, and history are also social sciences. A social science basically studies human behavior, like sociology, human institutions, like government, or the functions of human society in a scientific manner. That would be things like anthropology. So it's all about humans, how we act, the governments that we have, the laws that we have, and how people function, not only individually in their minds like psychology, but also throughout history and human development like anthropology. Well, believe it or not, that's actually our first video. We are completely done with our first video. So hopefully you've been annotating your notes, highlighting, circling, writing notes down. I'm going to be doing a note check when you come in, when this video is going to be due. Hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and I hope you learned something you did not know before. Thanks for watching.